Hi guys, Chilo, it's Holly here, and I'm here with my best friend. You might know her from Instagram at Gwanyan Barker, and she's just going to talk about Faux Locs.
Yep. Hello, I'm just going to give you a description on Faux Locs. This is what I'm currently wearing. I'm installing it on myself. I do it for others if you would like. You can either have a yarn base or you can have Marley Locs brace.
Okay, so you have a yarn base.
Yes, I have a yarn base as opposed to a Marley hair base. With a yarn base, it's just you braid at the root, braid or twist all the way down, and then have the Marley hair and wrap it around the yarn. Or you can use Marley hair to do the same thing, twist or braid and have the Marley hair and wrap it on top of it. I would suggest the yarn as opposed to the Marley hair because it's more cost efficient. You'll probably have to have maybe depending on the length and depending on what length you get, you'll probably have to buy 6 or more packs of Marley hair just to braid or twist all the way down. If you have yarn, it's just $2 a spool, and it could last longer than Marley hair. So I have yarn because I'm broke. It's like that.
So, quick question: does Marley hair look more natural, or does yarn hair look more natural?
This is a great question. In my opinion, I can't speak for anyone else. In my opinion, I like Marley Locs better than yarn locks. I put in yarn locks about a couple months ago, and I didn't like how it looked dry. I would prefer Marley Locs over yarn locks because yarn locks are just too dry looking for my taste. I had them in a couple months back, and I didn't have them in for very long because I didn't like it. I like Marley Locs as opposed to yarn locks because in my opinion, they're a little bit more realistic, even though they're a bit shiny, depending on how you wrap it. If you wrap it really tight, of course, the shine is going to, But if you wrap it a little bit loosely, not too loose to the point where it'll start unraveling on you. I have one that unraveled.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Here's what will happen if you don't do it as tight. And if you do it tight, it'll look like this. See how it's not as shiny? If you do it tighter, it will definitely look fake. Depending on how you take care of your hair, this stock can last probably up to 2 or 3 months. I don't suggest you going any more
Longer.
or any long. I don't suggest you going any longer than that because your hair might lock up into the actual.
Oh my!
And you don't want that. No. So 2 to 3 months.
Does Marley hair last longer, or does yarn last longer?
Because I would say yarn will last longer because it doesn't show as much wear and tear as Marley hair. When Marley hair starts to get old, of course, it's starting to tangle up and look more
dread-like.
Looking for definitely what you just said. If you're looking for a dread look, go with the Marley hair.
And we're talking rough dreads,
like Rastafari type.
Yeah.
For installing the Faux Locs, you're gonna have your hair, your real hair, of course, and you can either use your base, which is yarn or Marley hair, whichever you choose, and you're going to braid and twist your own hair into your base, which is either yarn or Marley. In my case, I use yarn, so I braided the yarn instead. You could either use yarn or Marley hair as your base. In my case, I used yarn as opposed to Marley hair, again because it's more cost efficient and it's way easier than using the Marley hair. With the Marley hair, if you braid or twist it into your own hair, the Marley hair you would have to twist it all the way down. But with yarn, you can just stop into wherever your hair length ends. So you braid the yarn up into where your hair length ends, and then you just leave it. If you use Marley hair, you would have to braid it all the way down because you don't want the Marley hair busting out the seams.
Okay, so what do you use to moisturize your hair?
What I use to moisturize my hair, it's optional for anyone else if you don't want to use this. Me personally, I use Cantu Shea Butter Leave-In Conditioner, and I just apply around the scalp and apply it to the ends of my hair before I put the yarn or Marley hair and do the style as a whole. So you just moisturize your hair thoroughly. I cannot stress this enough. Your hair is going to be underneath yarn and hair. So you have to moisturize unless your hair will break inside or unless your hair will break inside the lock or twist. And another thing that I use, this is just me making a concoction. I use pure shea butter. I use a little bit of this Cantu shea butter leave-in conditioner, black castor oil, and tea tree oil, and I put in a little spray bottle, and I just spritz it across my scalp and massage it in.
Okay.
That's an alternative. You don't necessarily have to use Cantu, but that's just what I use daily. You would moisturize your hair twice a day. You would moisturize your hair twice a day, morning and night.
So how do you seal your ends?
I didn't seal my ends yet because I'm still in the process of wrapping and doing the rest of my hair. But the way I seal my ends, I burn the ends and I palm roll them to smooth out the burnt hair. Okay. You have to palm roll immediately after you've put it over the flame. Put over the flame, immediately palm roll. If you don't do that, the hair will melt and then it'll start snagging on everything. So you just palm roll to smooth the hair out.
Okay.
If you don't want to burn the faux locks, another alternative is to take a little piece of hair and wrap it around the lock to act like a bind. It won't last too long though. It'll last probably a couple of weeks because then it'll start to unravel. And that's only if you don't want to burn the ends. Boiling the ends of Marley Locs as a means of sealing it does not work. It doesn't work with Marley Locs. It works with braids. It works with twists. It does not work with this. As soon as you put the end of the locks into water, everything will unravel. This had happened to me. I thought I found a new and inventive way of sealing it. False. As soon as it touched the water, it unraveled. Don't do that to yourself. I said the best way is to burn the ends, palm roll, and you're done. Because the little piece that you use, it'll only be temporary. It won't last too long.
Alright guys, we will see you soon in the next video. Alright, see you later. Bye.